Hey, it's Gentle K, your tech guide. Today, let's break down how you stay logged in, even though servers don't actually remember you, and the little badge your browser carries to prove it. Let's get into it. You log into a site, close the tab, come back the next day, and you're still logged in. But here's the weird part. The server doesn't actually remember you. Every time you show up, it treats you like a total stranger. So then, how does it know you're logged in? Let's go solve that mystery together. 3. Before we solve it, here's exactly what you'll walk away with. Stick around and you'll get two things. First, the real reason you stay logged in even though the server forgets you. Second, what it actually means when a site says, clear your cookies and you're logged out, or asks you to accept cookies. Let's start with why this mystery even exists in the first place. Alright, let's zoom out and look at how the web is built in the first place. Here's how the web works at its core. I ask the server for something, it handles it, and then it forgets me. The very next request comes in, and to the server, it's a total stranger again. Every request stands completely on its own. In the industry, this is called being stateless. What would happen without any workaround for that? You'd have to log in again on every single page, add something to your cart, flip to the next page, and poof, it's gone, like it never happened. Basically, every click would ask, and who are you again? But that's not what actually happens. You can click through as many pages as you want, and you're still logged in. But you don't log in on every single page, do you? So the secret isn't on the server's side, it's on yours. Let's just say the answer up front. That secret has a name. It's called a cookie. A cookie is a tiny little note your browser holds onto. Here's the flow. The moment you log in successfully, the server writes a note. Basically, this person is logged in, and hands it to your browser. That note is the cookie. From then on, whatever you request, your browser automatically carries that note along with it. The server looks at the note and goes, "Ah, it's you." Inside that note, there's usually a unique number that belongs only to you. The server checks that number against its own records. Yep, this number's on the logged in list. And that's how it recognizes you. And all of this happens automatically. You don't click anything for it to work. Alright, time to solve the mystery. The server really doesn't remember you. It still treats every single request like a total stranger. But you, or more precisely your browser, have been carrying around a "Yes, I'm logged in" badge and showing it every single time. The one keeping track this whole time wasn't the server. It was you. By the way, people often mix this up with the cache from our last video. Different purpose entirely. The cache stores things so pages load fast. A cookie stores things so the site can recognize you. One more thing. If someone steals that note, they can pretend to be you. So there are safer ways to handle this. We'll cover those properly in the next video. Now that you've met the answer, let's lock it in with a scene everyone already knows. Picture the lobby of an office building. The security guard is the server. But a guard can't memorize the faces of hundreds of people coming through every day. So visitors get a badge. That badge is the cookie. Every time a visitor passes through a gate, they tap the badge hanging around their neck. The guard doesn't check faces, just the badge, and waves them through. But what if a visitor loses the badge, or hands it back? At the next gate, the guard asks, "And you are?" They have to go back to the front desk and get verified all over again. That's exactly why clearing your cookies logs you out. You gave up the badge, so you have to get verified again. Let's look at two real scenes. 1. Clear your cookies and you get logged out. You've probably heard that before. That's you giving up your own badge. 2. You're building something with AI, and it writes a line like, "On login, save the user's info to a cookie." Now you can see exactly what that means. It's handing a visitor a badge and sending them off with it. So how does this actually play out at work? Here's the playbook. Here's when this actually matters. When you keep getting logged out, or when you run into a "please accept cookies" pop-up. That cookie consent thing, that's a site asking permission in advance to store this badge on your browser. There's a trade-off worth knowing too. Set the badge's lifetime long and it's convenient. You barely have to log in, but the risk goes up. Set it short, and it's safer, right? But you're logging in constantly. By the way, incognito mode or private browsing runs on the same idea. Logins there keep dropping because the badge is designed to get thrown away the moment you close the window. There are 3 mistakes people make a lot here. 1, thinking cookies are just some shady tracking tool. The thing keeping you logged in, also a cookie. 2, not realizing this badge lives on your device. So people skip logging out on a shared computer, and the next person can just walk right into their account with it. 3, treating that accept cookies pop-up as just an ad thing. Really, it's a site asking your permission for how it stores your information at all, including cookies as basic as the one keeping your login alive. So that raises a question. How do real companies actually decide how long that badge should last? Let's listen in.
If a customer logs in once, can we keep them logged in the next time they open the app?
Sure, that's easy. We just save the login state in a cookie. How long do you want that to last?
Longer is more convenient, right? Let's just do a month.
That's convenient, but if a customer logs in on a shared computer, that cookie, basically a month-long badge, just sits there. The next person on that computer could walk right into their account.
Oh, that's risky. So what's a reasonable amount of time?
Usually about 2 weeks is standard. We also add a Remember This Device checkbox, so people can opt into the longer version themselves.
We've covered a lot today. Let's pull the key ideas together before we go. Here's what to remember. The server really doesn't remember you. You stay logged in because your browser carries a badge around and shows it every time. That badge is called a cookie, and it rides along automatically with every request. Clear your cookies and you've given up the badge. So you're logged out, and you'll need to log back in. And that's everything for today. I hope this one helped. If it did, I'll see you in the next one. That's it from Gentle K. Thanks for watching, and remember, just start. It's easier than you think.